Good morning to all my students out there, and I'm welcoming you to the next lecture of accountancy. As we have today chosen a very important chapter from your syllabus, that is the cash flow statement. As cash flow statement is as important as from the point of view of your exams, and also it is going to be play a very important role for the practical purpose, because for the practical you have to also, with the help of this topic, you have to make your projects, and also at the time of the small exam, when for the practicals it is the ratios and cash flows are very important. So we have just done with the chapter that is a ratio. As you all know that the accounting statements are useless unless it is not used with any of the objective. So objective of the accounting statement may be to know about how our profitability in our previous year, how we are going to excel in the coming year. So it means that accounting statement, that is a balance sheet as well as a P&L, is just useful for the accounting usual according to their requirement and needs. So we have just studied about the accounting statement. So after that we studied about the tools. With the help of these tools we can come to know about, we can come to reach about any decisions. As we discuss about the ratios, accounting ratios, how it is important to know the profitability of the business or company, how we can come to know about the solvency of the company, what are the different kinds of the profits, what are the different kinds of your solvency, or you can say the current line. You can also find out the current liability and current asset and the liquidity of the company, you can say. So in our this lecture we come with the topic that is the cash flow statement. Now cash flow statement actually is a statement of the cash. It means how the flow of the cash is going to be happen in your business. It means basically it is noting down both flow. It means how the cash inflow is coming towards the business, how you dispose of all the liability, whether it is current or you can say the long term, and how you dispose of all your different kinds of expenses, and you can say that how you do the expenditure. And with the help of that, actually what is the way of your outflow of the cash. So with the help of the cash flow statement you can come to know about the flow of your cash, that is how your cash is going to be channelized in your business or your company. So it means we can say that the company's balance sheet statement of P&L do not provide information of the inflow and outflow of the cash during the accounting period. It is the cash flow statement which gives the information. So it is actually the cash flow statement which actually gives you the whole view about the cash, because cash is itself a very important factor, or you can see the key factor in the business. And just to take an eye on the cash is also very important because it is going to be important in so many ways, because it is only the cash you are, with the help of that you are going to dispose of your liabilities, whether it is a current liability, whether it is in a long-term liability. It is a cash you are paying for the electricity bill, you are paying the salaries to your employees, you are paying the wages, you are just paying to purchase the raw material, and it is a cash, it is coming in the way of the revenue. As how you generate your revenue, how your profit increases, how you are just gathering the cash, and how you investing it. So it is very important to know about how what is the trend of your cash. So we can say that the cash flow statement is a statement that shows the flow, that is the inflow or outflow of the cash and cash equivalents during the period under the report. So transaction that increase cash or equivalent are inflow. The transaction which increase cash and equivalents are actually the inflow, and the transaction which decrease the cash and equivalent, these are the outflow. So you can say that the cash and equivalents include now you know the meaning of the cash, but what are the cash equivalent. So it includes the cash on hand, bank balances, marketable securities, etc. Unless specified otherwise, current investment are considered as a marketable securities. So here are some lists which are going to be discussed. What comes in the outflow of the cash and what comes in the inflow of cash. So if we are taking the outflow of the cash, it is the cash sales. When we are talking about the cash inflows, how the cash coming towards you, it is by the way of the cash sales, cash received during the trade receivables, cash received from commission or royalty or insurance claim received. You can also have the cash received from the sale of investment and other marketable securities, cash received from sale of fixed assets, sale of securities, loan and advances, and also proceed from the issue of equity or preference share, and also from the proceed from the debenture. These are the inflow of cash. On the other hand, what are the outflow of cash? It means when the cash is actually going out, or it may be it cause decrease in cash or cash equivalents. These are the cash purchases, cash pays again the trade payable, operating expenses paid like the administration expenses, selling and distribution, also cash purchases of investment or other marketable securities, or you can say loan and advances given. When you are taking loan and advances you are taking, it means it will go in a cash inflow. When you are given the loan and advances, it means it is the cash outflow. So the loan and advances repaid, also payment of the buyback of equity shares, redemption of preference shares and redemption of debentures. So these are actually the ways like how the inflow and the outflow of the cash happens. Now come to the cash flow is prepared according to the standard 1 revised, that is accounting standard 3 revised. Cash flow statement, the accounting statement prescribe the cash flow as we have the 3 heads in it. When we make the cash flow statement, we actually work on the 3 basic heads through which we are actually noting down the inflow and outflow of the cash. What are the main 3 heads? That are the operating activity, then the investing activity and the financing activity. And I am repeating it, for noting down the cash flow or just to make a cash flow statement, you have to concentrate on the 3 basic heads of the cash. That are the operating activities, then the investing activity and the financing activity. It means all the cash is actually moving in an orbit. Either it is an operating activity, the cash will be either inflow or there will be the outflow. Either it is an investing activity, it means investment means when you are purchasing some asset or when you are selling some asset. I am saying the word asset. When you are purchasing or selling your commodity, that is the operating activity. But when you are purchasing any asset or you are selling any asset, that's not the operating activity but it is the investing activity. So first one is operating activity. Cash inflow and outflow happen with the operating activity, or also at the time of investing activity there may be the inflow or outflow of the cash. When you are purchasing any asset, it means it is an outflow of the cash. When you are selling any asset, it means there is an inflow of the cash. Also there is one more activity, that is the financing activity. Finance means when you are just gathering the fund from the inside as well as from the outside sources. This is basically financing means when you are gathering the fund for investing it into your business. So that is the financing activity. It means you may financing the loan from the outside sources. You are raising the shares. You are just raising the debentures just to gather in the capital fund. That is the financing activity. So even in the financing activity there is an inflow of the cash or also there is an outflow of the cash. Inflow of the cash happens in the financing activity when you are raising any loan from the bank or any raising the shares in the market, raising the debenture in the market, means it actually result in the inflow of the cash. Outflow of the cash in financing activity means that when you are paying the interest to the debenture holder, or when you are paying the debentures, the dividends to the shareholder, when you are repaying back the loan. So these are the examples of the financing activities. So we can say basically we have the three basic heads or three basic activity through which the cash flow statement, on the basis of that the cash flow statement is prepared. So that is, I am repeating it, that is the operating activity or the investing activity, or third one is the financing activity. Now, what is the objective of the cash flow statement? What is the basic aim of the cash flow statement? So, the basic objective of the cash flow statement is to determine the sources of receipts. So, to know about cash and cash equivalent under the operating activities, operating, investing and financing activity. It means you are just noting down all the inflow either from the operating or from the financing or from the investing. Or to determine the application or the payment of the cash under the operating activity or the financing or the investing. So you are actually, the objective of making your cash flow is to know about the receipt from the different heads, the payment from the different heads, and also to determine net changes in the cash and cash equivalents. It is the difference between the sources. Sources mean the receipts and the application, that is payment, under operating, investing and financing activities. So these are the objective of the cash flow. Now come to the what is the importance of preparing the cash flow. What is the requirement? First is short-term planning with the help of the cash flow. What is the trend of your cash inflow? With the help of that you can also make your short-term plans. Next, that is help in assessing the liquidity and solvency. Just to know the company is required to know its own liquidity and the solvency, because solvency is a liability to the ability to the solvency is the ability to the enterprise to meet the liabilities on time. Cash flow statement helps to assess the liquidity also. Third one is, that is the efficient cash management. With the help of the cash flow statement you can also make your management more efficient. So it gives information relating to the surplus and deficit of the cash and enterprise. Therefore it can decide, or a company can decide about short-term investment of the surplus and can arrange the short-term credit in the case of the deficit. So it is actually provide overview about how your cash flow is going to be happen in what is the trend of your inflow and what is the trend of your outflow. Also with the help of the cash flow statement you can also do the comparative studies and reasons for the cash positions. So with the help of the cash flow you can also come to know about what is the reason of the profitability and what is the reason of any deficit if it happens. So we can say that it shows a reason for lower and higher the balances of the enterprises. Now next is also the dividend decision. Just to make plan about the dividend decision, cash flow statement plays a very important role. Now next is the definition or key terms. What are the basic terms used in the cash flow statement? First is the cash. What is the meaning of cash? So here cash means the cash comprises of cash or on hand or demand deposit with bank. So cash here means the cash on hand and demand deposit. Also I am using, as you must be listening, that I am using cash equivalent, cash and cash equivalent. What is the meaning of the cash equivalence? So it means that it is a short-term highly liquid investments that are readily convertible into the known amount of cash and which are subject to be insignificant risk to change in the value. So an investment normally qualifies as cash equivalence only when it has a short maturity, say 3 months or less from the date of the acquisitions. So what are the example of equivalents? These are, you can have cash in hand, itself is a cash, equivalent cash at bank, checks and drafts, short-term investment, which are the marketable securities, and short-term deposit in the bank. These all come in the cash equivalents. Now, come to the cash flow. The cash flow are inflow and outflow of cash and cash equivalents. So, the cash flow exclude the movement between the terms that constituted cash and cash equivalents. So here we are ignoring those activity which is actually happening with the cash and cash equivalent. There is no change because it is actually not giving any result of the change. For example, the cash withdrawal from the bank for the business. It means that the cash is moving from the bank to the cash in hand. There is no change at all. There is no change of the value or anything. So that's why we are not taking it. It is in between the cash and cash equivalents. The cash deposited into the bank out of the cash in hand, sale purchase of short-term marketable securities. So these are the cash flows. Next is operating activity, financing and investing. What is the meaning of operating activity? Now, operating activity are the principal revenue producing activity of the enterprises and other activities that are not investing and financing. So, activity which is actually concerned purely with your of your business and which is actually creating the revenue from your business, that is all your operating activity. Next is what is the investing activity. So investing activity are acquisition and disposal of the long-term assets and the other investment not included in the cash and cash equivalents. So we can say the investing activity are actually the acquisition of the asset and also the disposal of the asset. So of the long-term asset. So acquisition of the asset, it means you purchase any land or a building or a plant and machinery. The disposal means when you are just you can say sale the old machinery or you sell out any land or building, that is also the disposal. Come to the financing activity. So financing activity are the activity that will result in change in the size and composition of the owner's capital, including preference shares capital in the case of company and borrowing of the enterprise. So we can say that it is actually the activity that result in a change in the composition of your owner's fund. So these are the basic activities. Now come to the next, that is how we are going to start. How we are going to start how we are actually going to make the cash flow statement. As we have already discussed that when we are making the cash flow statement, we have the proper view about what are the basic three activity of the cash, that is cash flow. It means there is a very important activity, that is the operating activity. Next one is your investing activity and third one is your financing activity. With the help of that, we can make the cash flow statement. Now see, this is actually divided into three basic segments in which there are other some sub-segment or sub-heads. With the help of that, you will make the cash flow statement. So it means that we have to take only those cash, or we have to take the profit. We have to start the cash flow statement with the net profit before tax and extraordinary item. So here it is important that you want to take your profit which is before tax and extraordinary item. It means you have to take that profit which is actually in which you are to calculate which is of the before tax and extraordinary item. Also there should be, if there is a reserve is also appropriated or any you have also given the dividend, you have to also take into consideration again. So before doing this, you have to also make all the working note. With the help of the working note, you have to calculate the statement of the P&L, which will be going to use here in the cash flow. So this working note actually means if the statement, if starting point of the surplus balance sheet of the statement of P&L. If there is a starting point which is given in the surplus, it means it is given, everything is there. It is in your net profit, all your surplus as you have appropriated, or your you can say the reserve you have just take aside. But just to take that amount, you have to add back all the things, because you have to take that amount which is actually of the operating point of view. You have to take that amount. Repeating it, that you have to take that profit from which you are going to start this cash flow, in which all your reserves and surpluses which you have just divided or set aside, you are going to add it again. So what should be it, you have to take just for this amount, this is the amount, for that you have to do all this working note. So net profit as per statement of P&L, when the simple profit is given to you, you have to take here and you have to add all those items which were actually you have appropriated, you have divided already, but you are going to add it again. What are those? You have to add the transfer to the reserve. It means you add back your reserve again in the net profit. Also dividend payable, the dividend which is payable, you have to add back, which is the proposed dividend of previous year. The proposed dividend of the previous year is also going to be added back. Next, that is the interim dividend during the year, you have to add back this also. Provision for the tax for current year. It means the provision for the tax of current year, you have to add back. Again, the extraordinary item, if any, debited in the statement of P&L. If in the P&L any extraordinary item that is minus, you are going to be added back. Whatever will be the amount, you are going to deduct the extraordinary item credited of the statement of P&L, and also you have to deduct the refund of tax credited to the statement of P&L. So it means you have to take this amount here. You will start from this working note, and what will be the amount, you are going to start your statement of P&L with this amount. After that, you have to take that net profit. That is the actually amount which is actually the net profit before tax and extraordinary item. This is the amount where there is no tax, there is no extraordinary item. With that amount, you are going to start your statement of the cash flow statement. So it means after that you are going to adjust the adjustment of non-cash and non-operating item. It means that after calculating this working note, you have to consider all those items which is non-operating and also the non-cash item. You have to just set aside from this. So that's why whatever in the P&L, what are your non-operating item, that non-profit item or non-cash item, you have to set aside, and also your non-operating item that you have to set aside. So it means we have to add all items which are of non-cash or non-operating. What are those? That are depreciation, goodwill, patents and trademarks, amortized, and increase in the bank overdraft, in interest of borrowings, writing of the underwriting commission, loss of sale of fixed asset, increase in provision of doubtful debt. It means these all are the items. Actually, this is there in the P&L, but because it is non-cash item, because it is the non-operating item of your debit side of P&L, you are going to add it again. So all these items which are of non-cash and non-operating, you have to, which is of the debit side of the P&L, you are going to add it again. So here you are going to add it, all those items. Now go to the credit side of P&L, which are the items which is actually non-operating and non-cash, you are going to lessen. It is interest income, dividend income, rental income, gain from the sale of asset, or the decrease in the provision. So these are the items which is actually occupy the credit side of P&L, but it is because it is non-operating, that's why I am going to deduct it. Okay, so this is your operating profit before working capital changes. Now you are to add 1, 2 and 3. You are to add all this. Okay. After that you have to add the decrease. Now after that you have to take all the, you are to take add decreases in current asset, and that is the decreases in current asset and increases in current liability. What are the decreases in current asset and what are all the increases in the current liability? You are going to add it. So next step is less increase in the current liability and increase in the less increase in the current asset, and that is the decrease in the current liability. You are to be taken on consideration. So we can say that here you are to add decrease in the current asset and increase in the current liability. I am repeating, you are to add all the decreases in current asset and all increasing in the current liability. You are to less all the increase in the current asset and all the decrease in the current liability. You are to less that. So after doing that, you will have to add the D, E and F part, and you will have the cash generated from operating. So this is all the part of your cash generated from the operating activities. Now you come up with the next, that is less income tax paid. If any income tax is given to you, you are to also deduct it from here, and that will be the portion what will become, that will be going to, you are to also consider the extraordinary item. Here the cash flow before extraordinary item. When you deduct the tax, you will have the cash flow from extraordinary item before the extraordinary item. And if there is an extraordinary item, either it is going to be add or less accordingly. You are to take it consideration. And after when you consider the extraordinary item, you will have the cash flow from operating activity. This will be your cash flow from operating activity. Now you have to move into the cash flow from investing activity. As you all know that what do you mean by the investing activity? Here you are to take the proceeds from the sale. All is going to be added. The inflow of the cash from investing activities are, there are some examples. It is the proceed from the sale of fixed asset, proceed from sale of investment, included in the cash and cash equivalents as in a marketable security. Also proceed from the sale of the intangible assets. Rent received, payment of the payment. Now rent received. Now payment from the purchase of fixed asset, it is the outflow. You are going to minus it. Also you have to deduct the payment from purchase of investment, payment from purchase of intangible asset. These all are going to be here considered in your investing activity. Now come to the cash flow from financing activity. What are the financing activity you are going to be added here? There are some financing activity that is going to be added here. There are some financing activity which you are going to be deduct. What are the activity which are going to be added is add proceeds from the issue of shares and debentures, proceed from other long term borrowing, that is also going to be added, increase or decreasing bank draft or cash credit, or you can have payment from final dividend. This is the payment side. Now you are going to deduct all these items. Payment for interim dividend, payment for interest on debentures, repayment of the loan, redemption of debenture, and payment for share issue of expenses or underwriting. And these are actually the payment in your investing, in your financing side. Now when you are done with all, you have the net increase or decrease in cash equivalent. Now you are going to take all the activity, that is the operating activity, financing activity and investing activity. You are to be add it all, and the amount you are to be write here in this column. So here you are also added all the cash and cash equivalent at the beginning. So it is also given in the question. You have to take all. You have to just make a group of all the item which is coming in the cash and cash equivalent. There are some examples that cash in hand, cash in bank, short-term deposits, current investment and marketable securities. These are all cash and cash equivalent that you have to be added. And after the fourth, the last 6 point is that the cash and cash equivalent at the end. So you have to be also write the cash and cash equivalent at the end. So this is the way you can make your cash flow statement. There are also some items which you have to be discussed, like there are some fixed asset is given to you and the depreciation is given to you. Sometimes some missing figure is given. The depreciation is given to you, the asset is given to you. Sometimes the purchases are missing. So because it is all given in the working note, you have to make the asset account there just to know the purchases. Sometimes the purchases are given, sometimes the sale is missing. So with the help of making those accounts by depreciation and the asset account, you can come up with the sale or purchase or whatever is missing figure, you can come up. The same happens also in the provision for the tax. Sometimes the tax is not known to you. So with the help of the previous years or the next year, with the help of that amount, you can also make the account which is related to the provision of the tax. So there are some missing figures also in this topic. You have to also see it how to make those accounts, because that is also important from the point of view of making or doing the sum. Until and unless you will not understand how to make the asset account or the provision for depreciation and provision for the taxation, you will not get the right amount, because during that you will find there are some missing figures which might be using in the investing activity, which might be using in the financing activity or the extraordinary item. So this is also very important just to know about how to make the account. So this is all about the cash flow statement, and I am just suggesting you that it is a very big topic. Before doing the sum, you must study the specimen of the cash flow, because unless you will not understand how to make this, you will not able to do your sum properly. So before doing the sum, please try to understand what this statement tells to you. At least first of all you have to understand the statement, and just before doing the statement, also the working note of the amount that is given to you, because directly you will not do the question. You have to also find out the amount with the help of this working note, because the amount of the P&L is given to you. You have to take that amount in which you have to add all the reserves, all the surpluses and all the dividends, interim dividends, that you have to also going to be added, just because you have already appropriated. You did the appropriations already, but you have to take it back. After that, you also add all. When you are writing this amount, you also consider all your non-cash item and the non-operating item. So non-cash item means the depreciation and amortization. So depreciation is actually means it is used for the written down value of the tangible asset. Same when we are taking the written down value of the intangible asset, that change the word from depreciation to amortization. So we can have the written down value when we find out the written down value of the intangible asset, that is actually called the amortization. One more thing, the increase and decrease of the goodwill. When there is a decrease in the amount of the goodwill, that you will take in here. Here in the operating activity, you are going to be here showing on the operating side when you are going to be added again. But if there is a increase in your goodwill amount, when you are taking the increase in the goodwill amount, it means it is not the operating activity, but it will be the investing activity. Somewhere you purchase a new business. That's why goodwill is increasing, and that amount of increasing of the goodwill will not be come here, but it will be go to the your investing activity. So these are some points you have to be very much clear in your mind, because all are interrelated. There are some items which will be minus here, but somewhere it will be added here. In somewhere deducting anything, you are not adding anything, just you are actually making the different channel of the cash or different department of the cash. That is one is a department which is related only with the operating activity. How you are to see that how the flow of your cash is in the activity which is called the operating activity. What are the trend of the cash in the operating activity? The other activity which is called the you can say the investing activity. In this activity, you are only noting down the flow of the cash. You are not deducting any cash. You are not including any cash or deducting, but you are just to gather all the activity which is only and only related with the investing activity. So in this phase, you have to just consider only item of the investing activities. The other one is the financing activity. Here also you are not deducting any cash or including any cash. Only you are gathering the information of the financing activity either from the balance sheet or from the P&L. With the help of that, you will come to know about, when you gather all the group of financing activity, you will come to know about what is your trend of your finance. So this is actually just to know about how your cash operates. What is the shape of your cash? How the inflow of your cash take place? How the outflow of the cash take place? Because with the help of the flow of your cash, you are to make so many productive decisions. Because sometimes the frequency of your cash is very slow. Although you are having a good profit, but sometimes the frequency, the interval when you are just having your cash in your hand is very slow. Then how can you manage the daily activity? That you have to be sure. Sometimes the profit is very less, but the frequency of the cash is very high. So you can at least cater your day-to-day working. So that is actually totally your business is based on how to make the what is the flow of your cash. That has to be come to know about with the help of the cash flow statement. So I think it is enough for today, and I will say good luck to all my students.